Welcome to the pre-bid conference. Again, okay na po.
Yes po.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the pre-bid conference for the following contract IDs 24F00429 Capital Outlay DOH Health Facilities Enhancement Program or HFEP, construction of new super health centers, RHU Balino Super Health Center, Masbate, Balino, Masbate, 2nd Legislative District. We also have from previous contract ID 24F00430 Capital Outlay DOH Health Facilities Enhancement Program or HFEP, construction of the new Super Health Centers, RHU San Jacinto, Super Health Center, Masbate, San Jacinto, Masbate, 1st Legislative District. And contract ID 24F00431 for construction of integrated academic and laboratory building phase 2, Sorsogon State University, Bulan Campus, Bulan, Sorsogon. So in attendance this afternoon are the following back members. Yours truly, Dr. Maria Teodora Pico Santas, Bank Chairperson, and of course Chief of the IB Division. We also have Engineer Nelson B. Sereno, Vice Chairperson, Chief of the EMD. We also have Sir Benjamin G. Butri Jr., Bank Regular Member in Chief Quality Assurance Hydrology Division. We also have Engineer Arnel L. Samson, Bank Provisional Member in Chief of the Maintenance Division. We also have Engineer Lynette Grahita, Bank Head Secretariat. We also have Engineer Erwin Joseph B. Asotea, Bank Assistant Head and Assistant Division Chief of the Equipment Management Division. We also have Engineer Raymond Pacifico Yap, Assistant Division Chief and of course Provisional Member. And so we also have the attendance of Honeywell Construction represented by Ms. Jean Lawrence Regosa. Okay, she's representing Honeywell Construction for contract IDs 24F00429, 24F00430, and 24F00431. So, we start with for this pre-bid conference for contract IDs 24F00429, 24F00430, and 24F00431 for infrastructure. For brief on basic contract data, 24F00429, Capital Outlay DOH Health Facilities Enhancement Program or HFEP, construction of new super health centers, RHU Balino Super Health Center, Balino, Masbate, 2nd Legislative District. For 24F00430, Capital Outlay DOH Health Facilities Enhancement Program or HFEP, construction of new super health centers, RHU San Jacinto Super Health Center, Masbate, San Jacinto, Masbate, 1st Legislative District. We also have 24F00431, construction of integrated academic and laboratory building phase 2, Sorsogon State University, Bulan Campus, Bulan, Sorsogon. For eligibility requirements, eligibility of prospective bidders is determined using the Civil Works Application or CWA, which electronically processes the compliance to the Class A documents such as the legal, technical, and financial documents. Prospective bidders are encouraged to regularly update prospective records in the CWA on the following requirements: A. Class A documents, legal documents, Roman numeral 1 registration certificate from SEC for corporate organizations, DTI for sole proprietorship, or CBA for cooperatives. For Class A documents, legal documents, Roman numeral 2 Mayor's Business Permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place on the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. In cases of recently expired mayor's business permits, the official receipts proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed with the concerned local government unit shall be accepted in updating the PhilDips Platinum registration. This is also deemed temporarily expired for GPPB Resolution Number 15, Series of 2021. The updated PhilDips registration shall be submitted in the technical document component of the bid to be considered eligible. The renewed mayor's business permit shall also be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the IRR of RA 9184. The same shall apply to the other Class A eligibility documents. Roman numeral 3 legal documents, tax clearance, per Executive Order 3980 of 2005, as finally reviewed in by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Technical documents, Roman numeral 4, statement of the respective bidder of all is completed in ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. For technical documents, Roman numeral 5, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except other conditions provided for in Section 33.4.2.4 of the IRR of RA 9184. All of the above statements 4 and 5 shall include all information required in the PBTs prescribed by the GPPB. For 23.4.2.4, the prospective bidder must have completed an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid, and whose value adjusted to current price using the PSA for sugar price indices must be at least 50% of the LBC to be bid, provided, however, the contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience or the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable rates of contract cost or ARCC of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAB. For technical documents under 23.4.2.4, moreover, a contract shall be considered similar to the contract to be bid if it has the same major category support. The procuring entity may clarify the legal documents what is regarded as major category support. For the interdependence determination of major category support are defined in Department Order 1170 of 2073. For 23.4.2.5, the SLCC shall be supported by an owner certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor or a final rating of at least satisfactory in a contractor's performance evaluation system or CPES. In case of contracts with the private contract sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. For Roman numeral 6, technical documents, valid Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or the PCAB license or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost for the contract to be bid. Financial documents, Roman numeral 7, the prospective bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total in current assets and liabilities is not received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. For financial documents under Roman numeral 8, the prospective bidder's computation of the net financial contracting capacity or the NFCC. 23.4.2.6, the computation of the prospective bidder's NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid calculated as follows. NFCC is equal to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contracts to be bid. The values of the domestic bidder's current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. The third for Class B documents, joint venture bidders shall submit a EBA in accordance with RA 2566 and its IRR. As partner of the joint venture shall submit the respective field of certificates of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR of RA 9184. Submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitute compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall likewise submit the statement of all its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. For technical requirements of joint venture agreement, bid security as applicable, bid security declaration. Sample format of bid security declaration must be notarized. Bid securing declarations contain the following: contract ID number, name of the contract and the location, address to the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 5, Old Airport Road, Barangay 40%, Legazpi City. The technical requirements must contain the following: B/I, blank, declare that. Number 1, B/I understand that according to your conditions, bids must be supported by a bid security, which may be in the form of a bid security declaration. Number 2, B/I accept that letter A, B/I will be automatically disqualified from bidding for any contract with any procuring entity for a period of 2 years upon receipt of your blacklisting order. And letter B, B/I will pay the applicable fine provided under Section 6 of the guidelines of the use of bid security declaration within 15 days from receipt of the written demand by the procuring entity for the commission of acts resulting to the enforcement of the bid security declaration under Section 23.1, paragraph B, 34.2, 14.1, and 69.1, except 69.1, paragraph F of the IRR of RA 9184, without prejudice to other legal action the government may undertake. For technical requirements under Section 23.1, paragraph B, Class B document joint venture agreement. For Section 34.2, submission of documents within 5 calendar days, 1, updated SEC or DTI registration, whosoever is applicable. Number 2, updated mayor's or business permit. Number 3, valid tax clearance. Number 4, valid PCAB license. Number 5, latest income and business tax returns, together with the corresponding audited financial statement, the stock received by BIR, updated buildings registration, and NFCC. Section 40.1, failure, result, or inability to submit documents required under Section 37.1. Failure to enter into contract with CPWH, failure to post performance security. For Section 69.1, a submission of eligibility requirements containing false information or falsified documents. That there be submission of bids that contain false information or falsified documents or the concealment of such information in the bids in order to influence the outcome of eligibility screening or any other states of competitive bidding. Letter C, allowing the use of one state or using the name of another for purposes of competitive bidding. Letter E, withdrawal of the bid or refusal to accept an award or enter into contract with the government without justifying the cause. After has been adjudged as having submitted the lowest calculated responsive bid or highest rated responsive bid. For Section 69.1, the refusal or failure to post the required performance security within the prescribed time. Letter F is the exception. Letter G, refusal to clarify or validate in writing its bid during post-qualification within a period of 700 days from receipt of the request for clarification. Letter H, any documented attempt by a bidder to unduly influence the outcome of the bidding in his favor. Letter I, all other acts of attempt to defeat the purpose of the competitive bidding, such as habitually withdrawing from bidding, submitting late bids, or conducting insufficient bid for at least 3 times within a year, except for valid reasons. Number 3, B/I understand that the bid securing declarations has ceased to be valid of the following circumstance. Letter A, upon expiration of the bid validity period or any extension thereof pursuant to your request. Letter B, B/I are declared ineligible or was disqualified upon receipt of your notice to such effect, and B/I failed to timely file a request for consideration, or double I, B/I filed a waiver to avail of said right. And letter C, we/I are declared as the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid, and we/I have released the performance security and signed the contract. The jurat states that in witness whereof we/I have our amples at my hands this blank plain or blank as the place where the appellant signed this document. The technical requirements, duly signed organizational chart, duly signed list of key personnel for conduct with supporting affidavits of commitment to work on the contract with the key personnel, accredited project engineer subject to DO 118 series of 2024, guidelines of accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineers. Duly signed list of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment that's to the contract and omnibus sworn statement. Financial requirement to design bid form. All pages must have signature backs in the standard format of the bid form. To design bill of quantities including summary and bid prices. To design initial detailed estimates and to design cash flow by quarter.
So, procurement, pero sa director na ito, kasi subak lang yun ang recommended ko.
Further instruction, clarifications for the submission of technical and financial documents. For those who wish to use bill security declaration of BSD as bill security, use the new format for Department Memorandum Circular 85 series of 2020 uploaded in PhilJEP's and DPL's websites. Similarly, use the uploaded new omnibus sworn statement format that contains addendum enclosed pertaining to the declaration of non-inclusion, the blacklist, and additional declaration disclosed and pertaining to the advance payment. Prospective bidders are required to use the appropriate and correct format of the omnibus sworn statement pertaining to the authority of the signatory according to the type of omnibus of the business organization. For example, single proprietorship, corporate, cooperative, or joint venture. Failure to do so will be treated as a misdeclaration by the prospective bidder and will be drawn from for the non-compliance of the bid. Prospective bidders are reminded of the provision in the invitation to bid that the equipment capacity as specified in the bid data sheet shall be mandatory and absence of the same shall disqualify the contractor. All requirements stated in the bid data sheet are mandatory. Hence, in the same manner that items of work and the corresponding quantities involved are fixed and mandatory in the bill of quantities. The type of equipment, the respective capacities and number of units required are also mandatory in the list of equipment pledged for the contract. Failure of the respective bidder to state a complete technical description of the pledged equipment and a specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic post disqualification and forfeiture of the bid security. Of course, the TWG shall conduct inspection in the pledged equipment as their availability and efficiency. The equipment pledged for one awarded project shall not be pledged to another project bid out on the same date or immediate date after the bidding of the awarded project. The equipment pledged on several projects bid out on the same date wherein the bidder is potentially the winner of these projects will be drawn to the bidder's post disqualification in the other projects. Review documents to be submitted to avoid ineligibility in non-compliance of bid. Check the validity of permits, licenses, registrations, and clearances. Check the completeness as required in substance of the bid security. Affidavits, declarations, and other natural standards. Further instruction, clarifications, and the submission of technical and financial documents. Use the new report for infrastructure GPPB Resolution number 16-2021 and centralized in the DPW through DOX Fund Series of 2020. All entries required in the bill of quantities such as those for the unit price in the words any figures and the total price for the item of both lump sum and non-lump sum items of work should be properly filled up. Absence of any of the said required entries will be ground for non-compliance finding on the bid. It shall be considered violation under DO number 28 series of 2024. 3. Strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure goods and consulting services contracts. The absence of signature indicates the bill of quantities in the bid for qualified as one of the violations contemplated in Department Order number 28 series of 2024. 3. Strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure goods and consulting services contracts. Provision of excessive OCMs, profits, and taxes in the detailed estimation that be considered as ground for the disqualification of the bid. However, the TWG shall make corrections in the bid incorporating therein the correct percentages, amounts to the indirect cost for Section 32 of the IRR of RA 9184 and DO 28 years of 2024. The resulting total shall be considered as a corrected bid. Awards shall be made to the submitted bid price or its calculated corrected bid price whichever is lower. Lump sum cost in the bill of quantities will be supported with detailed cost estimate showing the direct and indirect costs including tax. Provision of overhead overhead contingencies, and miscellaneous OCM for special items under the general requirements and facilities for the engineer should not be accepted. Discounts offered and written text in the bid form should be signed or initialed with the authorized managing officer who is authorized to sign the bid documents, otherwise the discounts will not be accepted. Erasures and termination of the writing and alteration in any document should likewise be signed, initialed by the authorized managing officer. For the brief explanation and the criteria for eligibility screening, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, and cost qualification. Process and criteria for eligibility processing shall be in accordance with sections 23.1 and 23.4.2 of the revised IRR of RE 9184 and the contract profile based on VO 117 series of 2017 revised guidelines for the determination of major and similar categories of work. Electronic eligibility processing through the Civil Works application or CWA shall be conducted simultaneous or ahead of the opening of the technical documents, depending on the consistency with the network connectivity of the CWA. Preliminary examination of bids shall be conducted in accordance with Section 30 of the revised IRR of RE 9184. Bids that fail to include any requirement for objectives or are incomplete or conductly insufficient shall be considered as fees. Detailed evaluation of bids shall be in accordance with Section 32 of the revised IRR of RE 9184. Bids shall be checked as the completeness of arithmetical corrections will be performed on multiplication or errors, and omissions will be corrected to enable proper comparison on equal footing of all eligible bids. Cost qualifications shall be conducted in accordance with Rule 10, cost qualification of the IRR of RE 9184. Verification, validation, and ascertainment of all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents covering the legal, technical, and financial requirements. The provisions of the revised IRR of RE 9184 and the DPS procurement manual to gas infrastructure shall govern the procurement, instruction, and the purchase of bidding documents. Only the owner of the firm or the authorized representatives named in the CRC shall be allowed to transact business relative to bidding matters and purchase bidding documents for VO 176 series of 1993 and as reiterated VO 197 series of 2001. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit special power of attorney or SPA or secretary certificate whichever is applicable. The authorized representative issued with SPA or secretary certificate shall be required to present 2 valid government-issued identification cards or IDs and a printed-out copy of the documents request list or DRL from the bill disposing of the contract to be bid showing the name of the construction firm. The bank secretariat will not be responsible for failure by the bidder to pay the bidding document in time for the bid dropping due to late arrival, delayed processing of the order of payment, collection order, and late payment of the bidding documents. Instruction, the purchase of bidding documents, loss of the order of payment, and supporting documents are waived released issued by the bank secretariat is not the responsibility of the bank secretariat. Only the signatory will cancel and or revise the duly signed letter of authority to purchase bid documents. Bidding documents payments made for canceled projects due to no plans approved, released, and for disappeared modification and or for later released projects that have already exceeded the 3-month period for award are non-refundable as a matter of policy in the DPW's regional office file. Instruction and submission drafting the bids follow the checklist of the technical and financial documents requirements uploaded with the bidding documents for the contract to be bid out. Absence of any required document should be considered as failure of compliance with the required document and non-compliance of the bid. Chronologically arrange the documents in accordance with the checklist for technical and financial documents. Provide every stamp and pagination and securely bind the documents. Affix initial on all pages of the documents. The initial pages together with the pagination affirm the authenticity of the pages that are indeed part of the submitted documents. Submit to the signed original in one machine copy of the bid documents. Machine copies of the documents must be from the original. Okay. Letter A, place the original technical document in an envelope and securely seal it. Put a marking on the envelope containing the following text: original technical document, the name of the document, in the name and address of the procuring entity, the contract ID, in the name of the project, and due date. Do not open before 10 a.m. August 15, 2024. Do the same with the original financial documents. Put both the original technical and financial envelopes into one outer envelope. Label the outer envelope as original bid, including the outer text for the marking. Do the same above procedures for the copy by marking the envelopes as copy 1 for the technical and financial envelope as well as the outer envelope. Place the envelopes labeled instruction distribution in wrapping the bids. Place the envelopes labeled original bid and copy 1 in the mother envelope and put the markings containing the text, name of the bank chairman, and name and address of the procuring entity. The contract ID and the name of the project, and indicate do not open before 10 a.m. of August 15, 2024. Okay, this is the illustration wherein the instruction distribution wrapping the bids. Approve the mother envelope, there must be an outer envelope, and the original and the copy 1 which contains a technical document, the financial documents, and of course, this contains must be included in the outer envelope for the original and copy 1. And other important matters, respective bidders are encouraged to conduct site inspection for them to determine whether this is the right project for them. Decisions in the back amending any provision of the bidding document shall be issued in writing through a supplemental bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for distribution and receipt of bids. Minutes of the pre-bid conference will be posted in the back bulletin board, and prospective bidders are encouraged to read the minutes. Prospective bidders are also encouraged to regularly visit the postings in the project and business websites to keep themselves abreast of the supplemental bid bulletins that may be issued by the bank. Prospective bidders are also encouraged to purchase bidding documents ahead of the bid dropping schedule. Of course, prospective bidders keep personal substantive copies of their valid and updated ERC licenses and or accreditations wherever is applicable. Possible causes of failure of bidding are the following. Number 1, no bids are received. Number 2, all prospective bidders are declared ineligible. Number 3, all bids fail to comply with all the bid documents or fail post-qualification. Or number 4, the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid refuses without justifiable cause to accept the award of the contract, and no award is made in accordance with Section 40 of the Act and its IRR. Okay, this ends our pre-bid conference, and from the representative of Honeywell, do you have any question? Yes, please.
Regarding dun sa financial na pinasabi before, if in case po 2 pages yung nalagay, meron pa rin yung perma ng yung language
di ba, ang big form na in-upload namin, isa lang, isang buo. Di ba sa baba nun may signature box? Pag hinati mo yon, yung signature box na yun, dapat mag-appear din siya sa page 1.
Same din po siya sa buong summary of bid prices, kasama din po yun.
Iba yun. Ang pinag-uusapan natin ay yung big form lang.
So yung summary of bid prices, kahit po magdalawang pages siya, isa lang.
Isa lang, isa rin lang.
Pero,
ito ang basis natin dyan para hindi kayo malito. Hanapin ko lang sandali ha.
Di pa po nakatay. Opo. Ito na. In favor. Opo.
So, nandito siya, sabi dito sa ano, babasahin ko ha. Sa Government Procurement Manual ito, page 43, each and every page of the bid form. Okay. Bid form ang pinag-usapan dito, including the bill of quantities, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be ground for the rejection of the bid. Okay, malinaw tayo doon. Yung bid form daw sa bill of quantities. Sa bill of quantities, di ba, excuse me, ang ginagawa natin, every page ng bill of quantities, pirmado, may signature box yun. Tama. Ganon din ang gagawin natin sa bid form.
Kasi nakasanayan na namin, pag nag-2 pages po, yung unang page, ano lang, perma lang. Sa last na po.
Dapat meron din siya nung ano, dapat meron din siyang signature box. Kagaya sa bill of quantities, kasi parallelism sila dito eh. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities, kung ano ang ginagawa mo sa bill of quantities, ganun din ang gagawin mo sa bid form. May signature box yung bill of quantities, may signature box din yung bid form. Maski hatiin mo yun sa 10 piraso yung laman noon, bawat page noon ay dapat may signature box.
Ngayon lang po, man.
Basta nag-bid bulletin kami tungkol dito kasi mandated nga siya dito eh. Paki-asa na. Doon, pakibalik mo nga siya doon sa ano. Okay na. Yung sa accredited PE, wala kayong tatanong doon?
Meron na po kami.
Meron na kayo. Ang accredited PE, depende yun sa approved budget for the contract ng...
Ay, yung last time po pala, di ba nakalagay po 50 million below?
Wala na yun. Binago na yun ito. May bago tayong DO 118.
Kayo na po yun.
July 8.
July 8.
So ito na siya, para hindi kayo malito.
Kasi yung may naano po kami, may na-receive lang kami na ano sa source of work.
Anong sabi ng source of?
May na-receive lang kami.
Ito, picturean mo siya.
Pwede mo siya i-download?
Ay, hindi. Yung ano ito.
Pwede ka mag-Xerox news.
Para alam mo kung ano yung project cost mo.
Tapos,
Ipapicture kayo bibigyan ng
opo.
Hindi yun ang sabi.
picture mo.
Tapos, dapat mag-bid, di ba?
Binago siya. O ito. Ang PE2 costing more than 150 million. Ang PE1 100 to 150. So nawala na yung below 50 na wala na din na kailangan. Wala na yun. Ang pinaka mababa na dito ay provisional project engineer. Below 100 million. 100, less than 100 million. Provisional ang kailangan. So lahat meron ng ang tawag dito, classification.
Mag-attach ka lang ng ano yung evidence mo.
Yung list po.
Halimbawa, maglalagay kayo PE1.
Attach mo na.
Ang supporting document mo doon ay yung DO na siya ay, kung converted siya from PE ng DP into PE ng contractor, may corresponding DO yun.
Okay na po. Pwede naman po yung may list, nasa list po siya.
O sige, kung nandoon na yung pangalan niya sa
Pangalan.
list na ni-release nung DPWH, yung master list na ba din, okay din lang yun. Kasi nandoon naman, nakalagay naman doon yung accreditation number. Tama, okay na yun.
May kaka-include yun sa big document. Any other question?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kasi yung aming, may master list din kami, yun ay verification lang kung talagang ano siya, accredited na. Okay? Nasa sa inyo pa rin yung proof, burden of proof na magpakita kayo na siya ay accredited. Kasama yun sa documentation nito, sa technical. Okay? So okay na tayo doon sa form of bid. Okay?
Thank you for joining us.
Okay na po.
Shanibil.
Thank you po.
Pangalan mo?
Binambi ko na kanina.
Sabi yan.
Okay po, thank you. And this free conference is now adjourned. Thank you. Alam mo na